for just a minute and do kind of a book review. So I just finished reading Ruth Soukup. I'm not really sure how you pronounce last name. Ruth Soukup's Living Well, Spending Less, 12 Secrets to the Good Life. I just borrowed this from our local library. We have a library that's really close to us, and I love just picking up books from there, reading them and returning them, and not cluttering up my small little living space with extra books. If I really like them, I'll either get them again later or purchase them to put on the bookshelf. So, quick little review of this book. First off, I would highly recommend this for any woman who is trying to be a homemaker, whether you are single or if you're married but don't have children or married with children. It's just good for any woman trying to kind of wade through the life of homemaking. And I found that it was a nice, light, easy read. I was able to get through it in a week. It's got 12 chapters. Kind of breaks it down into two sections. Part one is living well, and it talks about just like choosing contentment, finding your sweet spot. And then the chapter that I really enjoyed was chapter number 4, Written Goals Can Change Your Life. And it just talks about writing down long-term goals and then breaking those out into smaller year and month goals so that you can work towards your long-term goals every day. And I just think that that's really important because we have all these things that are just dreams and ideas, but if we're not working towards it on a daily basis, we may never reach those destinations, and we just feel like life is happening to us instead of us making life go where we want it to. And then she also talks about we only all get the same 24 hours, so you have just as much time as the next mom to get stuff done, and so you have to prioritize and get done the most important thing in the morning, and so that you have the rest of the day you can work on everything else that needs to happen. But if you do the most important or difficult task first off, then you've already completed something. Less stuff equals more joy. She talks about decluttering. And then this part 2 was on spending less. And she talks about, again, just being content with what we have and what we think we don't have that we need, and looking at our long-term goals. Do our purchases line up with what we're looking for long-term in our life? And then she talks about saving and how it's a state of mind, how to think about it. She goes through grocery shopping and how to shop to cut your grocery bill in half. And then she goes through a house cleaning routine and writes down all of her recipes for house cleaners that are more natural. And I found that to also be a really good chapter for me. I like to keep a clean home, and once a week I do a pretty thorough clean of the apartment, and twice a year I do a really deep clean. And then daily I just do little pickups, and so kind of my daily routine has expanded now because of her suggestions, and it doesn't take me much longer than it did before, but things are a lot cleaner on a daily basis, so I would recommend that chapter. And then she ends it with best things in life are free, and we get more than we give. And so just thinking about your focus in life, what do you have that is more important than money or riches or possessions, your family, your friends, your church family, and then giving to other people and thinking about it from other people's perspective and not just from ours. And if you're struggling thinking that nobody wants to be your friend, who can you reach out and be a friend to? Who can you open your home to? She talks about being hospitable. And so it's things that I already was thinking about and working on and praying over, and she just really helps flesh it out in this book, helps motivate me and push me a little bit farther towards being a good homemaker and good hostess and friend. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I would recommend it. It was super fast read. She backs up a lot of her ideas and chapters with scripture, and so I really appreciate that. So I would recommend this book to any young women and mothers out there who are striving to be godly homemakers, and I just pray that it would also encourage you in your walk. Alright, that's all I have for today. I will talk to you guys all again later. Bye!